Man is called to return to God and to become unified with Him. But in this union, separateness is preserved. The Christian and Jewish theology of union is precisely the opposite of a cosmogony of unity, according to which everything, including man, is ontologically contiguous with the Absolute. Moreover, in the Judeo Christian view, the created world is real, it is not an illusion, as Orientals maintained, hiding the fundamental oneness of reality. Because the creation is good, evil is not inherent in it. Evil comes instead from man, that is, from the liberty which God created. Man's separation from God is the result of moral rebellion, and only from this. Far from being a fact intrinsic to the existence of creation, evil in the Jewish and Christian view is precisely that which attempts to destroy creation. Evil is a destruction of creation. It is an opposition to the creation. It is an inversion of it. It is properly spiritual and not physical. Evil is not matter but will or self will. The separation between man and God is certainly in part ontological because man is not divine but mainly moral. The goodness of creation is underlined by the specifically Christian doctrines of incarnation and the resurrection of the flesh. The Gospels tell us God so loved the world that he gave his only Son so that whoever believed in him should not perish but have everlasting life. In doing this, God sanctified the body and emphasized his love for the world he had created. Christians, and to a lesser extent Jews, believed in the goodness, albeit relative and derivative, of the physical world, of profane history, of secular life. This attitude was confirmed in the Christian dogma of incarnation, of the resurrection of the body, and the soul being the form of body. Man's rebellion was made possible by his genuine liberty, which God also created. That liberty also made possible a genuine dialogue between God and man, which permeates the whole of Holy Scripture. There is a genuine contingency in the history of the world which theories of eternal return and logical emanation cannot accommodate. Henry Bergson emphasized that the flow of time and the succession of events in the real world are genuinely unpredictable. Indeed, time is the medium in which these events occur. It is not a measure of degradation or of distance from the Absolute One, but rather an indication of the fullness of the creation. The universe, as Plato first argued in the Timaeus, is a living being, not the fixed reflection of some immutable absolute. In the Christian and Jewish view, human liberty is not an uncomfortable problem which needs to be subsumed into a larger rationalistic system. As a consequence, God's liberty and man's liberty stand in a relation of mutual philosophical reciprocity. If the creation were not the result of God's free choice, if it had occurred as the result of a collapse or a fall or some other catastrophe within the Absolute, then evil would not be the result of man's liberty, but rather an ineradicable and necessary ontological fact inherent in the very fabric of creation itself.